Absolutely, yes. So I feel like my senses are enhanced. Um, I feel like my intuition has also been enhanced. My feelings, my emotions, I feel a sense of relief that I did not feel before I came here. It's been very refreshing. I'm tired, but it's been very refreshing, yes. Absolutely. It's hard to talk about it without getting emotional. Um, I feel a sense of connection to self and connection to source, especially connection to source that's helped me connect with myself and connect with the love for my mind, body, spirit, and the love of the energy. This has been just such an eye-opening process. Some moments have been challenging and painful, and then followed by a sense of huge relief that I have become aware of so much more about myself, what I haven't ever seen before in my life or felt, and which will help me help others in the same way. I want to be able to share this with those that are desiring that same kind of change and awareness. The safety part is very important. I think that one's readiness plays a huge part. And I think that goes for any trauma work, but specifically this in that it, my personal experience is that, yes, I've worked with clients for a very long time in relation to trauma. I have also gone through the other modalities myself. EMDR, I did that for a couple of years. And also, I'm a certified trauma therapist. And so some psychodrama and things like of that nature. However, this work has connected those parts of me that those modalities were not able to reach. And so even though I have been engaging in this work for myself, for my own, enhancement of trauma healing, you know, I have come to realize that this will add so much to my practice just from the experience that I have had here. And I think safety plays a really big part. I think to circle back to the readiness piece, I have been thirsty and hungry to just transform my mind, body, spirit, and my energy. I've wanted to vibrate higher. And I know that I have the ability to do so. And I also have the connection to source to rely on that strength. And so I think that plays a huge part because if one is not ready or in a place to do so, then it could be detrimental to their well-being or their health. So I was more than ready. I mean, I was just immersed in this process, you know? And so I think as a facilitator, that is very important to assess that, you know, prior to working with somebody. I learned a lot during this training that I was not aware of before. I am a certified level 5 trauma therapist, and I've gone through so many trainings, extensive 5-week trainings, and the knowledge that you all provided me and all of us was insurmountable. So I will utilize these tools and this knowledge in my practice and for myself for the rest of my life. So grateful. I took notes as much as I could and just was just like a sponge, you know? So I'm really grateful for that because, you know, not only is it transformative for me, but then, you know, I have the ability now to share those tools and that knowledge with others and ultimately being that vessel, you know, I'm just grateful for that opportunity to do so. Yeah. So I myself am a trauma overcomer, and I have worked steps in 12-step fellowships, which have been great. I have gone through significant intensive EMDR trauma therapy for years. Like I said, went through the 5-week trauma training. When I was drawn to the Instagram ad for this life force activation, I just knew that I needed to go. And so I invited a very close friend of mine, and we went, and the release that I felt after that first session, it's really hard to put that in words, but it was more than I had felt in all those years of healing work. And so I just wanted more. I just wanted more. And yeah. I can't, it's really hard to even put it in words, and unless you experience it, it's very challenging to put into words. You know, the exhaustion that I felt, that was then followed by just blissful feelings and awareness of my own self and my own energy and the intuition of others. And a sense of release out of my body. You know, the body work part and working with the energy, just, I've never felt that before. And so it was something that I never knew I needed. It's interesting because initially I thought it would just be, you know, it would really help my personal development, but also what I've learned is that it's going to help me tremendously in my field of doing healing work. I think that either way, whether it's for facilitating or self-discovery, self-empowerment, that whatever the goal is, that both of those will probably happen, because once I experienced it for myself, then I want to share. I want to share, you know? And so even if I did just come here for personal development, then it's like, wait, I do want to be a facilitator because I want to be able to help other people release and to connect with their own energy and to heal, you know? So I think both for me, definitely both. And I think the training was so critical because it's almost as if I felt like, you know, I was breaking down to be built back up. And that was necessary. That was necessary for me to be able to become a healthy facilitator, and to be able to have that necessary drive to be able to help others. So.